Let's just call this out for what it is. A complete failure by the Secret Service to protect Donald Trump. They gave this guy a shooting lane. The shooter was within a few hundred yards and had a direct firing line. Donald Trump praised the Secret Service. I'm not going to be so nice. At very worst, they stood down. In the very least, they were incompetent in their duties to protect the president. Let's take a quick listen to what Newt Gingrich and others have to say about it.
And it was a providential moment. If he had turned to look at that big screen, and when he was turned, the bullet would have hit him here. When he turned back, it hit him here. That's how close he came to being killed. And I think we need to understand that this was providential, and he reacted appropriately. But I also will tell you, he has been vilified by Joe Biden and the Democrats and the left wing more than any president since Abraham Lincoln. And this was a political act. It was a deliberate act. And as you know, because we've talked about it off air, I've said for 4 months that when all the legal baloney fails and when they begin to realize he is going to win, that violence is the next thing because they're that desperate. And I think we need to understand, people in this country have got to decide, are we going to be Americans and talk with each other as Americans, or are we going to become two bitterly divided factions? And right now, if you read what Joe Biden said last night, he's clearly in the bitterly divided side. If he has to totally split this country in order to try to retain office, he'll, at least through last night, he'll say anything no matter the consequences. This is a very, very dangerous moment. This is the Democrats in the House actually introduced a bill to strip Donald Trump of Secret Service protection. I mean, these people are crazy, and they are willing to do virtually anything. And tonight we were winded. This is not a game.
No, it's not. And can you imagine what would have happened to this country if the assassin completed his mission? This country would have been torn apart. There would have been riots and blood in the streets. We were 2 centimeters from total anarchy. Now let's take a listen to Alex Stein, his take on it.
What was your initial reaction?
Well, a lot of people are acting like they're surprised, but Tucker Carlson, has stated this multiple times, who is a friend of mine, a guy that I respect, that obviously this is the last option, is going to shoot Donald Trump. And let's be real, like when you look at this situation, this is a serious issue for the Secret Service. There's only one other roof across at the whole entire event that even had a, shootable lane to the president. And they had to wait till he shot him. I'm not saying this is some sort of inside job. I'm just saying that this is a lack of professionalism by the Secret Service that doesn't care about actually protecting Donald Trump, in my personal opinion. Because they've already tried to throw him in jail. They tried to discredit him every way possible. And the only true way to stop Donald Trump from becoming president of the United States is for somebody to kill him. Well, let me tell you what's going to happen. If that bullet would have been 2 centimeters to the left or just in any other direction and would have gone through his skull, the deep state, or the quote unquote people that want to make us mad and fight with each other, would have gotten what they would have wanted, because there would have been some sort of civil war. If Donald Trump gets assassinated, people are going to go to the streets and they are going to cause a lot of damage because they are very frustrated. Donald Trump stands up for populism. He stands up for the middle class. And this is what they want. They want to take him out so that the people here in America will be fighting with each other instead of actually going to the politicians and trying to fix the problems that we're having. And sadly, we were about 1 centimeter away from literally having a civil war here in America. No, there's no way to turn it down, because listen, when you saw CNN report on this, they reported on it as Trump falling down after hearing loud noises. The media here in America is the biggest fraud of any corporation, of anybody that exists, because they will literally look at us in the face and lie and try to misconstrue what actually happened. So until the American media actually reports on stuff truthfully, we're just going to be in a constant state of confusion. So it's very sad. I just can't believe the media would even say that Trump fell down. And even Joe Biden, it took him hours and hours and hours for him to admit that this was even an assassination attempt. So imagine living in a country where we have no transparency. And that's going to be the big key to this, is giving us transparency on what really happened in Pennsylvania. And Joe Biden, I mean, let's just be real. He wouldn't be very sad if Donald Trump got shot. I mean, I hate to say it. And I know that Joe Biden would like to get shot, but he does not care about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is standing in between him and the White House. So, any sort of empathy that he tries to show for Donald Trump, I just think that is fake news, in my personal opinion. So Joe Biden is a senile president that is not even calling the shots, not just his performance on the debate stage, but just his performance as president. Our country is getting flooded with illegal immigration. People can't afford groceries. They can barely afford to fill up their gas tank. When Trump was in office, gas was cheap. So this is a controlled demolition of American greatness. And Donald Trump is what's standing in the way of this country collapsing, in my personal opinion. So I don't think Joe Biden would care at all if Donald Trump was taken out.
Well, as Trump often says, I'm standing between you and them, and that's exactly what he did today. He took a bullet for it.
That's exactly right. Trump took a bullet for America. Hiding Biden's still in his basement where he belongs. Biden, you're nothing but a sniveling, weaselly, pathetic old fool. And I can't wait for you to get out. Crawl back into the sewer you came from. This is the USAR law. Remember, to all you conservatives out there, I've got your back.